Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned into the hottest podcast on the internet. All raw opinions. Come on. Norma, I see you. Rollo. All raw opinions. Let's talk about it.
Welcome back to our Raw Opinions.
Yeah, what's up, Norma?
What's up? How was your week?
Oh, man, it's been busy. You know, I ain't gonna lie. But I'm happy to be here with you, you know?
Yep, another week. We're back.
We are back.
So today's topic is... You ready?
Stop.
The frick?
Okay, she didn't know. Okay, hold on. King Cholo?
Stop, Norma.
Stop.
Oh, now you're turning the tables on me, huh?
Stop. We're not going to talk about anything that you want to talk about today.
Wow. Okay.
It's our show.
Wait.
It's Raw show, right?
That's my show. I told King Cholo, but I don't, you know, it's not to take you off guard. We kind of hinted a little bit, so, but I want to dedicate this show.
Oh, Lord.
To Norma.
Oh, Lord.
King Cholo, what do you think? You think we should have a show just about Norma?
I think we should.
Oh,
let me tell you. Hold on. Yeah, let me tell you why. Let me tell you before we go. Is this okay, Norma?
Yeah, go for it.
You have your consent?
You know what? I'm an open book. Let's roll.
Fuck it.
Fuck
So,
it. Let's go.
welcome to All Raw Opinions, baby. The Rollo session time. This is my time to interview Norma. You know, I've been wanting to do this, Norma, because you always put me on the spot and shit. But all jokes aside, I know we clown a lot.
Yes, we do.
You know, I love you like a sister.
Yes.
But
Ditto. Wait. What is that?
What is what?
On your phone.
What?
You gonna read all that?
Oh, yeah.
Are those for me?
I got questions.
Damn, this fool.
I got questions.
Okay.
And I like how, you know, you're being calm.
I'm
you
very
know?
calm.
Yeah, okay.
You have no control right now.
I'm always in control.
Hold on, though. Let me finish. So I want to do this because there's a reason why I want to do this. Because I think people need to know who Norma is.
Okay.
And careful with that table because you're going to shake the camera.
Okay.
So anyways, let's get this started, King Cholo. I'm going to interview Norma today on the podcast. Special episode of Norma and Rollo, and I'm going to ask the questions right now.
All right, let's go.
Let's get
Bring
with
it
it.
on.
People need to know about who Norma is.
All right, let me take a
Because
drink.
we've been doing this fucking podcast for how long now? It's what, 20 episodes?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it the 20th? I've lost count.
Yeah. Well, anyways, it's something like that. But so anyways, let's get down and dirty and deep with these questions, Norma, because I want people to know who you are.
Let's roll.
So Norma, we started doing this podcast, right?
Yes.
You know, all this shit was started by you. Let's be real.
Yes.
So what gave you the idea to start this podcast? What made you want to do this?
Maybe because I always felt that there was so much to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted a platform to say it. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to do this. Everybody else is doing it. They're making,
They're making money.
They're making money. They're making themselves known. They're doing what they want to really do. You know, they really want to do a podcast. They're doing it. Like, how hard is it? You know? So I said, it's not that hard. Well, it was hella hard.
Oh, it's very hard. And as long as I've known you, you like to talk.
Oh, I like to talk. Not just talk shit too.
You like talk. Okay. Hold on. I think the viewers have known that already. But I'm trying to get to the essence of Norma. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get so the viewers can know who you are and be like, okay, now I get what this girl's doing. I see her, you know? So let's start off. Where were you born, Norma? Where did it all start? Where'd you come out?
My mother's womb.
The womb. Where'd you come out?
Well, Orange County, of course, in the big SA.
Ooh, Santa Ana.
Santana. That's how you say it. 714. That's where I was born and raised. And then probably mid teenage years, I ended up here in the South County, where I met you.
Right. That's what I was going to ask.
Everybody else.
That's where you met everybody. All right. So what do you think your transition was from Santa Ana to South County? What did you take from that? Did you have kind of a culture shock, or was it just like, because there wasn't a lot of us out here? Let's be real.
No, there wasn't. But, I felt that coming out here, I felt it was weird because, you're used to being raised in the hood. You're used to being raised tough, right?
Right.
And you're not so tough, but you're made tough because you're not so much going to school in a regular elementary, junior high school, right? You're around gang members, hood. It's a lot of hood, a lot of street. You got to be street smart. And, I got jumped. In the hood, I got jumped, I got beat up, but then vice versa, because you learn to defend yourself. A lot of this my siblings didn't know, and they were older. So there was a lot of things I hid from them, right? Then you come here to South County, and you see this Americanized Caucasian schools, and you're like, very few Hispanics, right? And I just felt like, oh my God, what am I doing here? Like, I felt very out of place.
Right.
But yeah, I got in a lot of fights, because...
I remember.
You remember, right? There was a lot of fight. There was a lot of beef.
Right.
Why? They were like, oh, who's this white girl trying to be Mexican? And back then you couldn't do that. You couldn't be something else that you weren't,
But you ain't white.
But I'm not
Your
white.
skin is white.
My skin is white. But I'll whoop some ass, right?
So wait, really quick. So you mentioned that you have siblings. How many how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 3. So I have 2 older sisters and a brother.
Okay. Are you the youngest?
Yes.
And how was that growing up, the youngest child in the family?
Good. I mean, well, it was good.
Did that affect you in any way growing up? Were you being the baby of the family? Was there were you overprotective, or were you? How did you feel about having older siblings and you being the youngest?
I think I got away with a lot of shit, but I was also raised faster. Like, I grew up quicker because I saw a lot of what they did. A lot of I don't know. I their era. I love their music. They were raised in the 70s, early 70s. So a lot of their music, it was like, damn, it's in my soul,
Right.
My sisters, sometimes I'll send them something. They're like, damn, I remember that. Why are you listening to that? I'm like, well, that's what I grew up to.
Right.
I would come home, they're throwing ditching parties. I'm like, damn, if you know what ditching parties are, man, I'd come home, the whole house is full of people. I'm like, the hell? I saw things, man, at a young age. I wouldn't let my kids see now. At the age that I saw it at, no.
Right. Did your you and your sisters, did you guys fight at all? Did you guys having sibling rivalry? Was there any type of, because me and my older sister, we fought a lot.
Oh.
Do you guys have any type of
they always picked on me. It was always picking on me.
Right.
It was
Tell us
always
about that.
They always fucking picked on me. Even now, even now they just pick on me. They gang up on me because I'm the youngest. So they always gang up on me. And they're gonna listen to this. They always gang up on me till this day.
So that brings a good point. So when you grow up like that, being the youngest child, in the family, you got older sisters, and you feel like you've been obviously doing it out of love, but you felt picked on, sometimes. As long as I know Norma, you've had a hard outer shell.
Yes.
You've had a hard outer shell, but behind that hard outer shell,
yes,
you're a very sensitive person. Is that a correct statement?
Yeah. Yes.
King Cholo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's something I want to touch on because people with hard outer shells, which I feel like I kind of have too, but I kind of, I don't know, maybe you could probably disagree, but whatever. But so, because when people have a hard outer shell, they ain't letting nobody fuck with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. But they're protecting that sensitive side. Does that make sense?
No, you know what? It does.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah. So there's a reason for it, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's where comes across, sometimes if people don't know us, like who's this fucking chick, but you're, as long as I've known you, friendship has meant a lot to you.
Loyalty and friendship. Yeah.
Loyalty.
Yeah.
So touch on that. What do you feel about friendships and what's the meaning of loyalty to you?
Well, growing up back, loyalty was big back in the day. Now, I don't think people really, the eras now, they don't realize what loyalty is. I didn't have a lot of girlfriends. I didn't trust them,
Right.
The whole, I just didn't trust girls. I hung out with a lot of guys. Well, as you know, it was you guys.
Right.
And, going to school was always the guys. I think I hung out with 2 girls.
Right.
But it was always the guys.
Right.
I never had a lot of trust in the girls. It was the hating, the jealousy. It was like, I don't want to deal with that bullshit. I just hung out with the guys because they were fun. And I like to talk shit and joke and give people hard times. And the guys always took it. Mm-hmm. You know how it is. Even now, like I can give you guys a hard time. And it's,
always.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that because the guys weren't sensitive like the girls were. And you talk shit on a girl.
They get
fucking sensitive. I
know
can't believe she said that about me. It's like, bitch, fuck, you were fucking joking around, right? So
you've always had a fun personality.
I think so. Like I don't give a shit, and that's why like my loyalty to friends are
when you
tight.
Defined not giving a shit, Norma. I want to know your definition because a lot of people throw that around and say like I don't give a shit. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck. You know. But what really defines not giving a shit to you?
Well, I don't give a shit what people think about me. If you want to talk about me, if you want to have an opinion about me, I don't give a shit.
So
like it doesn't.
You don't think that hurts you a little bit sometimes when people say shit? Because
maybe before when I was younger,
right?
Now I don't give a shit because I'm at an age where you know what, it really doesn't matter. You're not paying my bills, you're not fucking me, and you're not living with me.
Right.
You're not making me happy. You're not the one in my life. You know what matters to me are my kids.
Right.
My kids, King Cholo, my mom, my dad, his parents,
right.
My nieces and nephews. Like what's in my circle.
Right.
My circle is small and tight. Right.
Right.
That's what matters to me. They're the ones that matter to me.
Right.
Nobody else I can give a shit about. And if my family's going to criticize me, I'm like, okay, whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's what matters to me. Anybody, I don't give a shit what people think about me. This is why this podcast, people are going to have their opinion and I'm going to have mine. Is it going to matter what they think? No.
Right. I get it.
And it doesn't matter.
So you mentioned you got kids. Mm-hmm. 2 kids, right?
Yes. 3. Yes.
Yeah. So talk about the kids. How old are they? And just who are they?
I don't want to put them out there, but okay. So I got a 24-year-old daughter. Me and King Cholo. Cholo has a 23-year-old daughter, which is mine as well.
Okay.
And my son that's 18. So they're good kids. I mean, we don't want to talk about that, but you know,
You got kids.
We got kids. Right. Yeah.
So
and we're busy.
You're a mom.
We're a mom. Yes. Mom and dad over here.
Right.
Me and Papa. Yeah.
So obviously, you know, I'm here to ask the questions.
Go for it.
You know, obviously you have kids, you know, I would think, you know, the age we're at now, we've been through so much and it kind of molds us to who we are. Mm-hmm. You know, have you been married before?
Married, divorced. Yes.
Married, divorced. How did that affect your life when that happened? How did you feel when you got divorced? How did you feel? Did it change your life in a certain way? Would you say?
Oh yeah, it changes.
Touch on that.
It changes your life. I mean, you know, it changes your life. But I asked for the divorce, so we're not going to get into why. But I left. You know, I was young. But you know, you think you get married because you have to. You have a kid. You're like, oh, we got to do it the right way. Right. Things just don't work out. You know, just me and KC, same thing. You know, it doesn't work out. But now I found a better man. You know, and we just build a family now. You build a blended family. But did it affect me? Absolutely. You start to have triggers when you try not to bring those problems into your new relationship, but they're little triggers. You know what I mean? Because you get a good man that's treating you like royalty, and you're not used to that. They're triggers, and you're kind of like, what's he doing, right?
Right.
And I'm not used to that. I wasn't used to being treated like that, you know, because you're stupid and naive, us young women back in the day, thinking, oh, you know, I mean, I have to do it. You have to get married. I mean, in the first thing you do it, right?
Right.
And then this guy doesn't treat you like you're supposed to treat it, right? Mm-hmm. Then you get into this relationship later on, and he's like everything you've wanted, and you're kind of triggered because you're not used to that, and it shouldn't trigger you.
Those are like trauma responses.
There you go. Yeah. They're trauma responses, but it was hard. It was hard in the beginning. You know, there's a lot of things that you're like, why should I? You know, and you need to allow yourself to be treated right, and that's what a real man is.
Right.
You know?
So speaking of triggers, that's actually another question I have for you. What is one of your triggers? What do you think triggers you? It doesn't have to be, you know, like just something that just really makes you like, that fucking triggered me.
Don't fuck with my family.
That's a trigger.
That's a fucking trigger. Do not fuck with my family, my closest friends, or my circle. Like, just don't. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Not my kids. I'm a big mama bear. Right. Don't fuck with KC. Don't fuck with my closest friends. Don't hurt them. Right. That's my biggest thing. Don't hurt my family.
That's where the loyalty comes into, you know?
Yeah, you can talk shit all you want about me. I don't give a damn.
Right.
I'll sit on it and fart on it like I told you.
That's funny. That's a good slogan, by the way. I like that. Yeah. Told you we got some shirts made for that.
Yeah, we're going to.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, so now, like, you know, we're going to touch a little bit on Norma today. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are just some key questions I had for you. Because I want the viewers to know Norma, you know, and I know you're always like, no, let's just do the show. But I think it's important to know that Norma started this show. She started the show. It was her idea. And I just want to dedicate one show to you so we can.
But I'm going to interrupt you. Yeah, I started it, but it wouldn't be nothing without King Cholo that has supported me 110% and you. You know, so we are a team. Yes, thank you for, acknowledging me. I get it. I started it, but nothing starts without a team,
Right.
So, yes, I did this. Yes, it was my idea. Yes, let's do this. But a lot of this would not be possible without my team.
Right.
And it takes a lot to do this. A lot of people don't realize that, let's just do a podcast. Okay, let's go ahead, do it. You just remember, whatever you're going to do, it takes a lot of work.
Right.
But don't let this stop you. Do it.
Right.
Because I'm like, okay, I didn't think I knew it would be a lot of work, but I didn't realize how much work.
Right.
Do I regret it? Hell no. Am I willing to continue to push? And I know that it may be even harder and there may be bumps in the road. I'm going to fucking continue to do this. I don't care I don't care what it takes. You know what I mean? Because I'm already in this.
Right. No, we're in it deep.
Yes.
And we're in it together. But, I appreciate the props, and I'm sure King Cholo appreciates it too, right,
Yes.
King Cholo?
I
My
do.
king.
Yeah. So, but, at the same time, I still want to shine the light on you because, especially with the feminine power, man, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of women will look at you, regardless if you have males behind, we're behind you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We are a team, but the females out there are going to be looking at another female, and I think you're displaying that feminine power, and you're being a good role model for other women.
Yeah.
Do you
I appreciate that.
But
No,
do you
yeah,
understand that you're in
I
that
do.
position? Yeah.
No, I'm not the boss, but I do because there's a lot of women that are like, oh, I don't want to be on there. I don't want to be known or shown. They're worried about what their appearance. To me, it's like this is who I am from head to toe. I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit. This is who I am.
Right.
I'm gonna come on. This is. And they're like, oh my God, what if I look this way? I don't care. Sometimes, the camera's going to have my bad side, my good side, and I may not like it, but I don't care. I'm going to put it out there. It is what it is, right?
Right.
I came out to do a podcast, and there's going to be times I ain't going to like what I say on them, right?
Right.
There's going to be times we fuck up.
we
There's going to be times where there's going to be shit that we said, and we're like, damn, do we put it out there, right?
Right.
But this is what I came out to do.
And that's because you wanted a podcast to be a raw opinion. No filter.
No filter.
Because you've always been really big on like, fuck it, I'm no filter,
Yes, keep it real, right?
Yeah. And in 2023, that's hard to be though.
It is. And I'm not afraid. Again, I still get little things from the family or people say, oh, you should have not done this. I'm like, you know what? I should have, could have, would have.
Right.
Right. I'm putting it out there and, and I tell them, you guys get behind here, get behind the camera, get in here and talk, get recorded and see how it feels. Right. Right.
No,
it took us a while to get used to this. You and I.
And sometimes I still like, fuck, man, like this is crazy. Like I get like tongue tied sometimes. I'm like, this is not, it's not easy.
It's not. I mean, we got to be here on camera with lights,
Right.
and I tell them, I'm like, you guys try it. Oh, no, exactly. I'm like, to me, I think it's becoming the new norm.
Right.
I don't know if you feel that way yet, but I do.
Yeah. No, you're pretty comfortable behind that. I see what's going on. But back to the women empowerment, because I think I've always been, believe it or not, people may not fucking think this, but I've always been raised around women like you with strong personalities, You
have
doing things, Yeah. We've all been raised like that, right? King Cholo so that's why I think we rally around her, because we are about female empowerment,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
We support you on that. And so I just think you're going to be coming out like when this thing keeps on going.
As a team.
Right. But a lot of the women's with vaginas out there are going to be like, there's the main,
Yeah.
But, I gave you the nickname Queen Chola because
thank you.
I feel like it fits you well. Let me tell you why I feel like it fits her well. Because
oh my God.
she's a queen, because she also is a woman, feminine empowerment, or that's what I say. But then you're also a chola. You know what I'm saying? I say chola just to,
Well, when we grew up, I was wearing the Dickies, the letter belt, and the little tank tops. I had it going on back in the day. It was cute, and so that was his. He remembers that. And he was a skater boy back in the day with the long hair.
Love it. I still love skateboarding, by the way. I don't know if I can still do it. But
oh no, you'll hurt yourself.
Yeah, I will. But so now it's really cool that a woman has had an idea, and yes, you got the men behind you, but we're lifting you up and we're here for you, you know? And yes, we do have crazy podcasts. And I just think it was important for people to know who Norma was, even if it's just a little quick, thing. I think this needs to be out there. But another question I had, and I want you to tell the viewers, like, and even for me and King Cholo, like, where do you want to see this going? Like, what direction do you see the podcast going? Like, where do you think, like, what did, like in 5 years, 3 years, 1 year,
all the way
to the top,
baby.
Yeah, all the way to the top, baby.
All the way. I don't care how long it takes, but all the way. Yeah. I'm manifesting. This is going far.
Right.
So, I think this is just where we're starting.
Right.
This is just, is just the beginning of something big.
Yeah.
I feel it. And you know what? No one's going to take that feeling from me. You can talk all the shit you want to talk, but you know what? We know where it's going.
Right. No, I get it.
So you either have to believe in yourself, because if you don't, it's not going to go nowhere. Right.
Right.
And us three know it's going to go far.
Right.
So just, you got to believe in something in order for it to go somewhere. So I believe this was going to go somewhere, and it's going.
Right. No, it's going. We've been doing 5 months?
5 months.
4 months?
Going on 6 months. Yeah.
And this is why I think it was important to do this, because we need to have this in the books. We need to have it filed in there.
Yeah.
So people can go back and be like, okay, this is what's going on. We did do this before, but we just had audio,
We had audio. Yes, we did. But we've come a long ways.
Right.
And, again, it takes a village.
It does.
And you guys have been my village.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. Yeah. And again, we started this from the bottom up, and we're going to go all the way to the top.
Right. Did you also, actually, I wanted to ask you, were you, I don't want to sound like stereotypical, but as a woman, did you look up to people like, let's say, Oprah and like those type of, were you empowered by those type of women? Like, did you feel like, wow, these are women who are doing these things, they got their own companies and all that? Was that something you ever thought about, or just you decided to just fucking do the damn thing?
No, I just decided to do the damn thing, because I was like, I was just scrolling through, Instagram like everybody does, TikTok. I'm like, fuck, goddamn, everybody's doing this. Like, fuck.
So you weren't an Oprah fan?
Yeah, I watched her, but God, I was like more into like Three's Company.
Oh, okay.
Like,
funny.
back in the day, like, all those old shows, I watched that funny stuff, like our good era stuff,
That shit was good.
I mean, I watched her, but no, nothing inspired me, but just watching people like you and I and King Cholo on TikTok doing their funny pranks. And then you scroll and you see podcasts, and I'm like,
I could do that. Fuck?
And this is when it was rising last year.
Right.
When you started to see it more.
Right.
So I set this up last year, probably September, October.
Right.
And I started buying stuff, and I'm like, I'm going to do it. We're going to do it. And King Cholo's, all right, let's go.
Right.
And I started to see it rise. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this. What does it take?
Right.
I mean, I didn't think it took a lot, but I was like, oh, it doesn't take that much. Oh, hell, it does.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it did.
Right. No, I get it. It does take a lot.
So that's what inspired me. I'm like, I'm going to do it.
Right.
How hard can it be?
Right.
Were
you afraid at all of failing? How do you feel about failing?
You know what? I'm not going to fail as long as I know that I put all my all in it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, like, we interviewed our previous show.
Right.
Was a comedian. We'll put that out there later. He said on one of his shows, he said, I was afraid of rejection. Mm-hmm. I was afraid of failing.
Right.
But then I didn't give a shit after that.
Right.
All that mattered was my family. And that's me.
Right.
Right. I don't give a shit.
Right.
Because you know what? if I can put my all, that's what matters to me.
Right. That's good. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now, people watching, there could be younger women out there. They'll hear you talking like that. Mm-hmm. You're a Latina.
Yeah.
You're Hispanic, Mexican, whatever the hell, Chicana, whatever the fuck they call it now. I don't know. You're brown.
Brown
But
and
you're
brown.
also a female, and, and it's very big right now in 2023. Mm-hmm. So, with this last question.
Can I interrupt?
Go ahead. King Cholo?
I think Norma's doing this because she's a voice of women that don't want to say stuff.
Right.
And she's not scared to say it.
There you go.
Thank you, babe.
You agree?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But so on that, they're going to start looking up to you. They're going to see a Latina and they're going to look at you. So how are you going to perceive that type of stuff? Are you ready for that? Do you feel like, hey, if they want to look up to me, do you feel like you could be a role model, or you don't even want to be one? You just want to do your show.
I'm just me. You know, I'm not trying to be nobody, right? I'm just being, I mean, the only advice I can even give anybody is just say, you know what? If you have a dream, if you're manifesting something, don't feel like you can never do it. Just do it. You know, that's what I did. One day I just said, I'm doing it. I'm going to do it.
Right.
And I came and I told him, he says, okay. King Cholo was, first thing he said, okay.
Right.
And that's what I love about him is that the support is like, okay.
Right.
He never has said no to me. Like, especially like an idea like this. I mean, because I think he knew where it was going to go.
Right.
And where it's going, you know?
Right.
And he's never said no. And I was like, okay, let's do this. And
she's the boss too, so.
No. No. Not even like that. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like,
right.
And just the support, it's crazy. So anyone can do anything. I just want people to know that don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Like, even if you want to do a podcast, for example, a lot of women just fucking worry, oh, how am I going to look? I don't give a shit. Just fucking do it. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
You know? And I don't.
Right.
People may say, oh my God, you cussed. I don't give a fuck.
She does not give a fuck. But Norma, I just want to say congratulations on your podcast.
Thank
I'm
you.
happy to be a part of it.
Thank you.
The whole Our Raw Opinions that was sparked in your brain. And then you gave birth to the whole thing and brought me and King Cholo in.
Yes, sir.
And this is what we're doing now. So I'm happy to be here. And I just really wanted people to get to know Norma a little bit. And I think on that note, what do you think, King Cholo? We're going to wrap this one up?
Wrap it up? So you guys done?
So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys say something. I'm going to go ahead and say this. Norma, the Queen Chola, was not afraid to be interviewed on her own show.
No, I wasn't. Even though you guys got me. You guys got me. You guys got me. All right.
Wrap it up. We did it.
Wrap it up.
The hottest podcast on the